I hate stickers. Okay. Cool. That's off. Let's get on with the review. Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name is Arteza and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be reviewing some products and doing a drawing. So there's a drawing video coming up after this, so stick around, and if you don't want to stick around, I'll put like a timestamp somewhere in the comments, so look for it. But I do urge you to stick around and watch this first part of the review. So I'll try to keep it under 5 minutes if possible. I know I talk a lot, but bleh, whatever. So my friends at Arteza, and they are good friends because they send me free stuff, which I like. I'm actually an affiliate with them, so anything you do like here, there's a link in the description down below. If you click on that link, I will get a small percentage of whatever you buy, so it helps me out as an artist. It's pretty cool. And they're actually also going to supply me with a 10% discount code, so you guys, I don't know why I'm pointing at the microphone, but you guys on the microphone can get yourself a 10% discount through your favorite artist. But no, seriously, yeah, they sent me some stuff and they wanted me to review it. So that's what I'm going to do. This was actually sent to me a couple weeks ago and I didn't really go into it, so I'm going to quickly give a quick overview of this sketchpad here. So I use this sketchpad for doing my Janemba drawing, and there was the Janemba drawing. It was a pretty good drawing, and I was very happy with the paper. The paper is extremely smooth, and as you can see, I used quite a lot of things. I was trying to do a few other stuff with it. But yeah, so it came out pretty damn good. I was very happy with the results. The paper is very smooth, it's very thick, and it works fantastically with the pencils that I use. Now, the pencil I use is actually a Faber-Castell pencil. However, because I don't own any other pencils, I only own a HB, that's all I own. However, the guys at Arteza kindly, actually I kind of requested, but they sent me the 6B to 4H medium range pencil things that they have, and I'm super excited to use these. I've always wanted to use like different pencils for different shadings and things. I've just never done it. I've always used one pencil. So back when I was doing portraits, I used to use other pencils, but as of late. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to use these, and let's have a look at these. So they come kind of pre-sharpened, I think. And let's get one out of the box. So we'll get the HB because the HB is sort of one. Oh, wow. Wow, that's light. Okay, well, for comparison's sakes, there's my Faber-Castell, and yeah, no, there is a huge night and day difference. This is extremely light. Now, it's up to you, your preference. I usually go for the heavier pencils, but if you prefer the light ones, this is very light. We're going to see how we work with this. I've never done this with something this light before, but yeah, and it feels, I don't know if you can hear that. It sounds, I've never said this about a pencil, but it sounds high quality. It actually feels really high quality as well. So, no, I'm looking forward to using that. I'm not going to be able to review this until I use it, but in terms of feels and look and elegance, I mean, that looks beautiful. So I'm very happy with those. They also sent me, I'm going to put these to the side, they also sent me my first ever sketchbook. I've never owned a sketchbook in my life. This is actually the first time I've ever owned one, and I'm super excited. This is probably the one thing I've wanted more than anything, so I'm very happy to be using this. And yeah, I'm actually going to show you this one that I've got here, because they actually sent me two. There's two in a pack, so you guys can get two for the price of one, which is pretty cool on their site. So yeah, I removed the label on this one. Now I did that because I wanted to see how it would look removing it, and it's very faint, but you can see where the sticker was. And I'm guessing if you use like a heat gun or a hairdryer or something, you could probably remove this sticker a lot more smoothly and cleanly than I did. But still, you could probably put something on this cover to hide it or do whatever you want on it, just to customize it. On the back, we get a lovely Arteza branded mark right here, and it's actually nice. I usually don't like when things put like their mark on it. I'm not one of those guys that like brands and stuff, but that's quite elegant, and it's on the back, so I'm just very happy that the front is completely clear. The front of this, depending on how you work, but for me this would be the front. The front of this is extremely, yeah, just bland, which I love. So this just looks elegant. I really love this. This looks fantastic, and I'm going to be taking this on my journeys and sketching on the road. The paper itself is surprisingly actually high quality. This feels actually really nice. Wow, okay. Downside is I can't tear it out, so once I start, I have to keep going. But this feels really nice paper, actually. No, I like this. This paper feels great. And again, I can't review it until I use it, so I'm going to be using it in this video. You get a nice little book thing, which I don't use for anything, but there's a bookmarker, so that's great. And honestly, that feels incredible, so I'm very happy with that. Moving on to the one special one that they really wanted to send me, which was these triangular grip color pencils. Now, I've got a whole lot of color pencils from Arteza in the past. They've sent me so many of them. But I said I would review these, and I've never actually used triangular pencils before. So, I mean, ooh, Ooh. Okay, we got a lot of colors here. My autofocus is off right now, but maybe I can switch it on and it won't screw me around. Let's have a look. Autofocus. So, yeah, no, the autofocus on this is terrible. But, yeah, so the colors they've got is... I'm not going to go through all the colors, really. Come on. They've got a lot of colors, and I've noticed 2 colors have white things on them. So I don't know what these 2 colors are. I don't know, maybe someone else knows, but I'm not very educated on things like this, but, elephant gray, that's... Okay, they got some nice sounding colors. Blueberry, matcha, mint. Alright, these colors sound nice, so let's have a look at one of the pencils anyway. Oh god, that was nice. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna compliment everything. This is nice. This is really nice. I don't like the way these are sharpened though. Huh. I don't know if this is the proper way you sharpen color pencils. Again, I don't use them, but it looks kind of weird. But let's get a color anyway. Let's get a bright one. There you go. And let's, oh, I see. Wow, okay. No. This feels good. Okay, so the triangular grip. 1 finger, 1 thumb. 1 arm, 1 leg, 1 under the head. Yeah, so alright, it rests perfectly. That's nice. It actually feels really comfortable. Okay, so this alleviates that thing that you usually get. I don't know if you can see it on my finger. I've got a big bump here. I guess most artists get it from where you rest your pencil a lot, and it just causes you to have like a lump. But that kind of alleviates it. You know what? I like the feel of this. Alright, let's get on with this drawing video and let's do something. I don't know what I'm going to draw, but let's try and do something. Okay, and I'll review this as I'm working. So enjoy the voiceover, guys. Ooh, come on. Get back on there. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. We're starting to begin. Now, immediately right off the bat, I noticed with this is the feel of these pencils. They worked so well with the paper. There was no sort of like areas of whiteness, and it's hard to explain really what I'm getting at, but when you use pencils on sketch paper, you usually get these where if you try to do a fixed solid line, it would be quite chalky. You'd get like a little bit, like there'd be a dot, then there'd be a white bit in between it, and so on. So you get this sort of grainy look. You don't really get that with this. You get quite smooth lines and things, so it works very well. The coverage on the paper is fantastic. The pencils themselves are very light, they're very easy to use. I didn't have any problems with it. I decided to do a hand because I figured that there would be a lot of details in this and there's a lot of areas to shade. Although this is very quick and it's just me using it as an example, but it just gave me, I mean, this is the first time I've done something like this in a very long time, and it was very easy. It worked so well. The pencils, the tones, they work so well together. The pencil's actually very soft as well. They're very, very soft. So my glove didn't actually help me at all. I use a glove to stop me smudging when I'm doing inking and things. It didn't actually help me here because the pencil leads are so soft and the paper is so nice that it does smudge the minute you touch it. So be aware of that. However, that is a positive for if you want to actually do sketches, because a lot of people like to smudge and blend. So if you're doing it in that style and, you know, wanting to get that, it's fantastic. They smudge so easily, but just be aware if you don't want to do that, just don't lean on your drawing at all. And yeah, I'm not going to say too much right now because I've got a little bit of audio coming up. So yeah, they just worked really nicely, and I did like them, and the lightness of them didn't actually pose any problem at all. I actually preferred the lightness to my heavy pencil, so it was quite cool. Hey guys, so I thought I'd stop the video just there, and just did a very quick drawing here, using the, I think it was like a 3H or a 2H for the sketch, and then using the 2B, I believe. Oh, I should have remembered what I used, but you'll probably see it. There it is. What is it? It was a 2B for the outline. It actually gave a good result, so I'm just going to do some shading now. And I figured I'd do a quick tutorial on how to do some shading just for you guys watching, so it's not a completely boring video. So I'm going to do my shaders. I'm going to start with my sort of lightest tone that I want, and that's just going to go in here. Now, I'm just going to shade very basically. And the only reason I'm doing it like this is I just want to see the contrast between the pencils. So I'm just going to shade in this area, and all I'm doing is just slightly back and forth, going through like that. And this is my light color. Now, if I feel that I need to go a little bit lighter on the ends, perhaps, I can use the lighter tone. So I just leave myself, I like to leave myself a little bit of leeway when I used to use these pencils. I don't know what to call them really, the tones of pencil, the depths or whatever. So I like to leave myself a little bit of leeway, so I never start with my lightest first, just in case. So as you can see there, maybe I could go a little bit lighter if I wanted to make a more realistic blend. So what I do is I get my light one, and then I just go back over it, and very slightly extend those areas there. And you can just slightly bleed it into it, and get yourself a nice blend in there. Right, and then moving on, if I want to go darker, I need to now go darker. So I'm going to go down to the HB pencil. I've never said that. I'm going down to the HB. Oh god, I usually start with it. And then from there, I'm just going to get a little bit darker in this area. So I'm not going to do a whole review on this, don't worry. I'm not going to bore you to death. I'm just going to do a quick pause here just so you guys can see how I shade. So we're just slightly getting a bit darker now, and then you can see now the depth is starting to come out. And then we're going to go even darker. So as you can see, I'm going down by about 2 gradients, but now I'm going to jump to about 4 gradients. So I've gone right the way down from the HB to a 4B. And I know it's very, very subtle, the difference. You guys are probably wondering where the hell is the difference. You might see it when I upload the video and the photo at the end, because my camera is a little bit better than this webcam I'm using to record this. But the gradients are definitely there, and it is getting darker. And then when I want to go really dark, I get my really dark pencil. However, we don't want to go really dark with this bit because of this area. So I'm just going to go off of this a little bit just to go here, because that area is as dark as it needs to be. So if I want to go even darker, say outside this area where it's going to be a bit darker, use my 6B, and this is basically the darkest I need to be. And yeah, you can control the level of tone that you get from each one of these pencils. You just have to be a little bit lighter with it. And I must say, actually, using these pencils, as I have done so far, I like them. They're actually really nice. They do need to be sharpened. I don't like the way that they are at the moment. They need to be sharpened. However, sharpening them isn't a chore. I just have a normal Faber-Castell sharpener. Any sharpener will do, I guess. And yeah, just work from that. So yeah, back to the drawing now, and let's see how this comes out at the end. Alright guys, so just finished doing this little sketch here, and I'm going to move on to doing some colored piece now, but I think this came out pretty good. I'm actually pleasantly surprised with it. The paper works fantastically, and the pencils do work great. I actually retract my previous statement about the way that they're sharpened. Although they're pretty blunt, they actually work quite well. And when I did sharpen them, I actually have one that's pretty sharp. Well, it's not anymore, but my 2B had a bit of sharpness to it. Sorry, I know it's a bit blurry, but yeah, it was a bit hard to cover when I was using it after it was sharpened. So definitely, yeah, when you're doing it, try to keep it as blunt as you can. Maybe it would work better. I'm not too sure. I still need a lot of practice with these. You know, I'm not an expert with this, and actually this is like one of my first times in years using this, literally in about 3 years. So I don't know what you guys think about it. I think it looks pretty cool, and I like the results. So moving on to the colored, and let's see what happens here. The paper, I should say, again, I think I just mentioned it. Paper is actually really nice quality, and it is very smooth, and it works quite well. I am using a glove here that protects me from smudging, but it's not really doing that on this paper, and I think that's because the 6B and the 4B, they're pretty heavy with the graphite, so I am smudging them regardless of this. So this is pretty pointless at the moment, but it still protects the paper from the oils in my skin, so I like to use these anyway. So yeah, moving on now, let's try a colored piece and see what happens there. Okay then, so I don't want you to review me too harshly on this drawing right here. It was a quick drawing, just be aware of that. But I wanted to do a quick piece just to give an example of the colors. And I haven't used them before. I didn't do any tests, which I know I should have probably done just to show an example of what they look like. But I do kind of test them during this, so just bear with me a little bit. Yeah, so I did the sketch here just the same way that I did the sketch for the hand, using the light pencil, then using a dark pencil to go over it. And I'm gonna have to skip a little bit here because I do spend a lot of time doing this sketch. But with the colors, I've got to say they worked fantastically. I don't know if it's just the paper that I was using, but they worked so well. They felt amazing in my hand. Like, really, usually, I don't know if people get this, like maybe it's just me, I don't know, but I usually get this little pain on my middle finger, and I think I showcased my bump because of holding pencils, the round tip pencils, or the rounded pencils, I don't know what to call them really. But also another nice thing with the triangular ones, they don't roll. They don't roll off the table when you put them down, alright? You shouldn't probably have a slanted table, but if you do have a slanted table, they don't roll, so that is a big positive. But they layer, and that for me was the key. And as you can see here, trying to do the skin tones, they were layering. Now, bear in mind, I'm not used to this. I do not do color pencils. Not anymore anyway. So it's been a long time, and they layered fantastically and really easily. If I really wanted to blend them properly, if I wanted to go quite solid with them, I definitely could have. I 100% could have. You can see right there, there's a bit of, you can see like patchiness where the white is showing underneath them. You can definitely alleviate that just by going over it with a light color. And yeah, I could tell that from some of the areas that I did do it on, especially on the hair when I get to that. There were some areas where I could, you know, sort of press a little bit harder and get into those gaps. So they blend super fantastic. So if you do want to layer, definitely these are the things for you. And as you can see here, I'm just doing an example of how the blending works with them. And I just used 3 pencils, and they just, the transition between them was just so cool. Now, I did make a mistake of outlining with pencil, with the black pencil. And here I do change it up and try to go over it again with my Unipin pen, which I do recommend doing. I do recommend outlining with a pen and then doing it in pencil. It's entirely up to you guys, but I do recommend that because they are quite soft. So when you sharpen them and you start to outline, they do dull quite quickly. So you do have to sharpen them quite regularly if you want a very, very sharp point on the end of the pencil. So be aware of that. And yeah, I think it came out nice. I think they really do work well. The blues I had a bit of an issue with. But again, I think that is just down to me not pressing hard enough because I was trying to keep the sort of same contrast from the skin to the clothing. I probably should have pressed a little bit harder, as you're going to see shortly. So all in all, my review on these pencils and the paper and everything else is I love them. I can't really fault them in any way, and I would like to pick apart some kind of faults. If I had to be tedious, I might say that the pencils are maybe a bit too soft, but again, I don't think that's an issue. They layer well. The book itself, the sketchbook is my favorite thing. I love the sketchbook. The pencils are fantastic, so I love the pencils. And these colored pencils, I can't fault them. I have nothing bad to say about them, so I'm really happy that they sent me these and I was able to use them. And right after this, I'm just going to throw in a little clip here where you guys can see me using the pencils themselves just to do a big piece and trying my best to sort of do my best with them. And yeah, here it is. So this is a big piece, and this is my second ever time using them outside of that review. So this is actually my first time ever using them outside of the review, so twice. And the results speak for themselves. I think this came out fantastic. The blending was fantastic. The pencils work so well together. Again, I avoided smudging and anything like that, but if you did want to smudge, you can do it super easy. But look at the, I was going to call it inking, but look at the way it works. And for those who are wondering, this is part of my new series called Sketchbook Sessions. And I do them every week where you guys can see me sketching in this sketchbook because that's how much I like it. I made a series out of it. So I'm going to be doing a weekly series where I sketch using these pencils and paper. That being said, guys, I hope this review was somewhat okay. All in all, I guess the only thing I can say about the review is I love the products. I do really want to pick apart something. I do want to find something negative to say, and I'm trying my hardest right now to think about it. In fact, I'm going to get these pencils right now and look at one of the colors. The sharpened. I don't like the way they're sharpened. I don't like the way these triangular ones are sharpened. They come pre-sharpened, but I don't like it. They're all sort of blunt on the top, but again, I think that's the way they're supposed to be. I don't have a negative. I'm sorry, guys. I've got nothing bad to say about them, so yeah, down in the description below is going to be an affiliate link. There's going to be a discount code down there. You guys can get yourself some good products, very cheap prices, and I would 100% recommend Arteza. They're one of the cheapest on the market right now, and their products are fantastic. So yeah, with that being said, guys, I'll see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this review. I am a noob at doing these reviews. It's not something I do a lot, but I'm getting there. I'm trying to learn. And thank you all for giving me the opportunity for this, because without you guys watching my videos and subscribing, guys like Arteza would not contact me. So thank you all so much, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.